Hi everyone, and welcome to another pick a card reading, this one on the subject of what your guides and angels want you to know right now at this moment and going forward over the next few months. So it's really just what your angels and guides want you to know. I've just added that time bit. Forget that. It's not about time, it's what they want you to know right now when you come to this video. And I just want to say before I do this reading, thank you so much to everyone who has been commenting recently and letting me know how the messages resonate. That means the world to me. It makes me feel as if I'm not just throwing stuff out there to thin air. And yeah, I really appreciate it, and it's quite often the same people commenting again and again. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. You have no idea, but please could some other people just, say hi if you like, because I just love reading your comments and feeling that we're connected, that this is meaningful to you, and it inspires me to keep going and to keep delivering more. I'm hoping to do more in the future, but yeah, anyway, that's enough about that. But yes, so this pick a card reading on the subject of what your angels and guides want you to know right now. I hope it brings you something that you need to hear at this moment to inspire you, to uplift you. We've got some nice, bright, high frequency colours and energies there. So just close your eyes and meditate, or just see where your eyes are drawn automatically, whether you feel drawn to yellow, to Brilliance, which isn't really a colour, it's more of an idea, or orange, and we'll turn over the cards and see what you've got in your pile. And yeah, I hope you enjoy this reading. Thanks again for all your support, and feel free to comment below. Let me know what you think of your reading. Bye. Right, if you chose yellow, wow, get ready for this one. This is going to be quite a deep one. But really hopeful, really positive. So if you come to this group, I just feel as if you have been through a lot. You've got the Ten of Swords, you've got sensitivity, you've got resilience. You're being asked to detach from your current situation, and straight away I'm sure all of those things will have some meaning for you. So let's get into this. You've got yellow as your main colour that you chose, and the message for the yellow card is purify your body. So you are being prepared at this point for a huge change in your life. You're being prepared for an upgrade. You're being prepared for a kind of coming of age, like a graduation, like a passing of a series of tests, life lessons that took you to a place that was really painful, that really forced you to dig deep into your personal resilience, your strength, a lot of clearing of old karma, a lot of healing of old wounds, a lot of personal change and inner transformation, where it looked almost as if there was nothing happening in your life, because on the surface of things you seemed to have come to a standstill, but there was a lot happening under the surface. And there was a lot happening on the inner planes, and in terms of your soul contract and your progression, your spiritual progression through this lifetime. It's like a real hallelujah moment, like you have finally learned a huge lesson in life about self-love, self-respect, independence, courage, taking risks, going outside of what's comfortable in order to get something that's of huge benefit for you. It feels as if you got stuck somewhere for a long time. You got stuck in a mindset or a situation that trapped you, or a relationship that you couldn't leave, or something that put you in a position where you felt you were having to battle an awful lot. You were having to battle with the situation. You were having to battle with your own sensitivities, with your own personal inner challenges, with your, old wounds, old scars and memories and things from the past that were basically being triggered into healing by a situation that was very intense and quite dark. So in this period now, you may have actually been drawn towards really taking care of your body. You might have made some changes in your diet. Maybe you've cut out meat and dairy, and you've just, switched to a diet that's just got a finer vibration, that's got a higher vibration. Or, I'm not I hope that doesn't sound judgmental, because whatever works for you at any given time is absolutely what's right for you. So this is just what might be happening for you. This might be the way that it's expressing itself. It might not be that. It might just be that you're eating more vegetables, that you're having your juices and smoothies, or you've done some fasting or some detoxing, or maybe you just started to have lemon water every morning or something. But there is a period of purification that is helping you to regain some of the strength that you might have lost sight of. And by that I mean the mental and emotional strength, the courage that you need to go forward, getting rid of the fogginess in your brain that clouds you, that stops you from cutting ties with the past, from detaching and moving on. The past might still be the present for some people who've come to this. It might be that you are just so attached that you just haven't been able to put it mentally completely in the past yet, but it feels as if you are in a transition, moving away from something very toxic, or you've just left something very toxic, and you're being encouraged to do that. Next to the Ten of Swords, you've got helpful person. So I feel, well, it's on both sides. You've got something incredible that just shows that you are getting so much help right now. You've got strength on the left of the Ten of Swords. And I also picked 3 of the little mini angel cards, the original angel cards as well, and just randomly placed them on cards, on top of, big cards, without looking. And the card that I put on strength is resilience, which just says everything. You've come through some tough times, tough lessons that have made you a lot stronger than you actually realise you are right now. Even your body may have been put under some kind of pressure. Even your body will have been tested. So, but you're about to find out exactly how strong you are when you allow yourself to move away from toxic and debilitating situations that allow you to draw on your inner strength and to stand up and roar like a lion for your freedom, for your for what's yours, for what's rightfully yours in life, So you've got that on the left, and on the right you've got helpful person. So someone wants to help you. Someone might have already offered to help you. Someone might be reaching out, but maybe you're not taking that help because you're just a bit concerned, because when you go through a lot of difficult times and things have been very traumatic, it can actually skew your judgment, but it can also make you very wary, very suspicious of taking help from other people. It can make you close down. You can be very closed down, locked away within yourself and not sure what to trust or who to trust going forward. But you've got next to that, make a wish. And the message of that card is, this is a magical moment. Make a wish and enjoy its manifestation. So you have been wishing, hoping, praying for and manifesting some kind of help, some kind of solution. So when something comes into your life, or someone that's reaching towards you from those conditions where you've raised your vibration through prayer or chanting or meditation and visualization, then you need to work with the universe and step towards that. You can figure out along the way whether it feels like the help is good. You can be analytical about it, have conversations, go into more depth about what exactly it would mean to accept this help, because you don't want to walk out of the frying pan and into the fire. You want to be really sure that you're absolutely clear about what help is being given or what help is being offered, but don't just automatically assume that you now can't trust anyone or trust anything. Go deeper into depth and with your exploration, find out what's being offered, find out what's really happening here. You've also got expectancy as one of your tiny little angel cards. So expect the best. Yes, you're feeling sensitive. Yes, your sensitivity has increased as a result of everything that you've been through. But expect all of these things to turn out to be a blessing, and expect good things to be coming to you now. It's very difficult when you get into a pattern of awful things happening and having a really dark energy around you. You know, if you have someone around you whose energy is very, very toxic and they're kind of sending that energy to you all the time, or you're in their presence an awful lot and they're surrounding you with that energy, sometimes it's very hard to get your mind back up into a positive vibration, because energy, you know, affects our thinking. So a part of the purification is for you to get away from that energy, remove yourself from that energy. You might need to do this change in stages. So you go away for a while and you get some clarity, because you're not steeped in that energy, and you know, you go away for a week or a few days and you get the clarity and the strength that you need to come back and notice the difference, the contrast between being away and being in the environment. And maybe while you're away you have the clarity to see a way forward. Maybe while you're away you make a few phone calls or you connect with people who are trying to help you. I hope this makes sense for someone, because it's quite specific and it might not apply to everyone, but just go with it, okay? And if it applies to a work situation, then accept it that way. It could be that your work situation has been highly toxic for a long time. It could be something to do with family. It could be something in your home environment. So just accept it however it applies to you. So you've come to the absolute end of a cycle now. This is the point where you're on the floor, you know, the swords are in your back and there's nothing else to do now but to take them out and get up and start your ascent. Start to rise up. And then this is where this helpful person comes in. So the other row of cards that we've got here, that's also really powerful, but in a much more encouraging way. So you're being asked to detach from the situation. You're being asked to ask Archangel Michael for help. The angels want you to ask for their help. Your guides want you to know that they are also helpful people, helpful energies in your life that can help to change things for you, that can help to turn things around for you. But you need to know how to ask them. You need to know how to talk to them. And they're saying, talk to us as if we were friends. Have a conversation with us, give us the background, be specific about what you're asking for, because if you just ask for help, we can't intervene, because we might be intervening in the wrong way. If you specifically say, I need help with gaining the courage to leave this situation, that's what they'll help you with. If you say, I need to know how I can find this, this and this situation to live in, and you know, have these resources available to me, then they will help you with that. What they can't do is just offer help that you haven't asked for, and just asking for help isn't asking for a specific kind of help. So be specific, detach from the situation and ask for help. Your guides also want you to know that blessings are being showered into your life right now. So I can't help but say that this group has definitely been doing some praying, some meditation, some chanting, or some kind of spiritual practice to help them to get out of this situation. Possibly through that desperation, you've actually strengthened your communication and your connection with your guides and with the divine, and that is all to the good. But you're being asked to take a risk now and trust that you will be caught. You're being asked to take a risk, but to ground that risk in asking for their help and you know, letting them, testing them, letting them show you a few signs, a few of the initial steps that you'll need to take. And then it won't feel like so much of a risk. But sometimes we do have to, you know, go out on a limb to reach the best fruit. I'm not sure what that expression is. I can't remember, but that's probably not it. But it's something like that. Sometimes we have to step outside of what's familiar and what we know and what's comfortable and predictable and safe, because it sometimes isn't actually safe at all. If it was safe, you wouldn't be having this reading. You wouldn't have come here looking for help yet again. You've also got watching clouds, lie back, rest and relax. And I feel that that's more to do with connection. I feel that that's more to do with getting yourself into the right energy when you ask for help. Not asking for help from a panicky, desperate place, but getting your energy calm before you do any manifesting. Because if you manifest from a state of anxiety, you're going to be manifesting more of the same energy. So definitely get into a practice of meditating with no particular aim in mind, just to get yourself into a very very calm place. So it's highly possible that the situation that you've been in has caused a lot of anxiety, and you really do need to pay attention to your rest, to making sure that you're getting good quality sleep. These are all the things that are going to help you to have the strength and the clarity to move forward. You are, of course, extra sensitive at the moment. Remember that being extra sensitive might make you feel a bit more fearful about taking risks, but that doesn't mean that those risks are not good ones. So be aware of where it is that you're being hyper protective of yourself because you've been through a lot, and where it is. So practice taking small risks, push yourself outside your comfort zone. If you haven't been out for a while, everyone's been a bit traumatized recently. Well, this is recorded at the time of the coronavirus pandemic, in quotes, and if you've just come through that, and you've come through a load of other stuff at the same time, maybe you've been in lockdown with someone and it's really brought things to your attention that things have got to change, or maybe you've just had more time to reflect on the past and to realize that it's time to let go of it. Whatever it is, just understand that you might be feeling a bit more sensitive, and you need to just go out slowly into the world. Maybe give yourself a really, really long walk. Maybe you haven't been going out very much. Go out, and then the next day go out a bit further, and then the next day go out and do something that's even more of a risk, and just trust that you'll be okay. Trust yourself, trust your journey, trust that you can recoup your original strength and confidence that you had before all of this happened, and get back out into the world. And it's lovely that you've got as your card in the final place there, spread your wings. Do not hold back right now. The timing is perfect and you are ready to soar. So this isn't just about getting out of a toxic situation. This is about what's waiting for you on the other side. It's not just about moving away from pain. It's about moving towards a load of joy and pleasure that you can't yet see. It's about moving into a new time, a new phase, a new period of your life where you can't even imagine what's waiting for you. It's almost as if everything that you've been wishing for, dreaming about in that whole period when you felt so limited and restricted by your circumstances or your job or a connection that you had. All of those things, they actually can be real. All the really, really great things that you're dreaming of, that you planned in your head over and over again and not been able to move, not been able to budge, to do any of them, they are actually real. You've already created them in some other timeline. So trust that those are there waiting for you. And I have to repeat it, this is a magical moment. Make a wish and enjoy its manifestation. All the good things, all the blessings, all the light that your guides and angels are sending you, all the positivity that's come from your own visualization and manifestation, your affirmations, your spiritual practice, all of that is there. It's just that you can only step into it fully when you step out of the darkness that you've been in. You have got to take a risk at some point and step out of that dark cloud and into the light, where you will find untold riches, joys, pleasures, enjoyment, freedom, new community, new friendships, and a new connection further down the line that's actually going to bring something of benefit to your life, that's going to keep you up in that high vibration, that's going to come up there with you, that's going to stay up there, that's not going to need to tear you down, that's just going to feel good vibing high with you and seeing you shining at your best and brightest. So that's it for the yellow group. I love that it was yellow as well, because it's a card of such optimism, and this is such an optimistic message. Please take that, as it's meant. It's meant to inspire you, to encourage you, and your guides are trying to pull you forward out of something. It's like you're stuck in the birth canal. Come on, you've got to be born. At some point you have got to come out of that. At some point, get out of that womb. It's not safe, those contractions will kill you if you stay in there. sorry, it's a really weird analogy, but thank you, guides. I think I hope you enjoyed that reading, yellow group, and leave a comment under the leave me a message, leave me a comment, whatever, and let me know if that resonated, or give it a thumbs up. Okay, take care, bye. Right, okay, if you chose Brilliance, this is another really interesting one. So you've got a lot of cards that are to do with waiting, to do with trusting that this process is being guided. For some of you, you've got justice. For some of you, it will be that you're waiting for some kind of justice. But for some of you, it's really just an indication that you are about to get something that you deserve. Something that's maybe been kept from you up until now, or maybe something you haven't been able to follow through on up until now. You've got, so you're being told not to rush into action. There's a part of you that wants to rush in. You know, you want to go charging in, make things happen, do things, make waves, confront people, confront situations. But you're being asked to just go very slowly. You're being asked to use your affirmations, to stay positive, and to also make sure that you're guided. Your guides want you to know that your actions and your life are being guided at this moment. You've got God is in charge. So you're being asked, it's not that you're being asked to be inactive, to stop, to wait, to hold back, or any of those things. What you're being asked to do is to wait on God. Wait for God to move. Wait until the energies feel really right, rather than act when you think they're really right. I feel as if you're torn between taking action and not taking action at the moment. It's almost as if you feel as if something else needs to happen before you can really go forward. Something needs to happen for you to be absolutely certain that what you're thinking about is the right choice. You've got Archangel Chamuel saying, I'm helping you with your spiritual soulmate relationship. And then you've got the love card above that. So for some of you, this is about love. You've got love, harmony and joy as your mini angel cards. So it's as if this is a period that is waiting to open you up to more love, more harmony and more joy in your life than you may have ever experienced. For some of you, it's about wanting a new situation that is not necessarily directly related to love, but it could be something about your home, wanting to build a home with someone, wanting to move to a different home situation. Because Archangel Chamuel, that card can be not just about finding the perfect soulmate relationship, but it can be about finding the perfect anything. Archangel Chamuel can help you to find the perfect home, the perfect job, you know, the perfect situation, the perfect group of friends. So there's something that you're sort of torn about, or you're looking around for, or you're wondering whether to initiate contact about, and you're just being reminded that you're not doing this alone. You're being reminded that a way is going to be shown, that the right thing is going to reveal itself. The right thing might have already revealed itself, but it's about timing. It could be that there's something else that needs to happen. You know, if this is about another person, there's something that needs to happen in their life before you can step forward into that space. I've just got chills. So that's really, really, really relevant for someone. Something else needs to happen in someone else's life before you can actually step in and take that place, that space of being in that divine partnership with them. And you're being told that it's worth waiting for, because you've got love right over that wait card. And it's like, if it feels as if it's stopped or it's blocked, or you're not quite sure, and you're kind of thinking, well, I'm not seeing any signs telling me to go forward, or I'm just not, you know, am I making a mistake here? Can I trust myself? You're being asked to just wait for the right timing, because things will be revealed and opened up in the right way at the right time. And in the meantime, you're being asked to stick to a very healthy lifestyle as much as possible, to clean up your act if you need to. So it's possible that someone coming into your life is going to be a bit of a health fanatic, someone who takes really good care of their body, who's really, you know, and if you're not in that space, then, you know, there might be some adjustments that you need to make, or it might just be that you're not getting enough sleep, or that you need to pay attention to your diet, or there's something you need to give up, or something you need to include, or that you don't feel your best yet, that you like to approach people and new situations when you feel that you're in really great tip-top condition, and you feel as if you've let that go a little bit maybe. For some of you, this is about finding a new home, about desperately wanting to move, about feeling that the space that you're in just isn't right for you anymore. It's too small. It's become too small, or you've become too large energetically, and your soul, your higher self, your higher calling is asking you to move into another space where you will be able to experience more harmony, more joy, more love, maybe expand the work that you do in some way, maybe expand your family, maybe expand your heart, maybe deepen a connection that you already have, or maybe just feel much more grounded in life. Because if you want to move, you don't feel quite grounded because you're not quite settled, because it just doesn't feel right anymore, the space that you're in. And so you feel as if you're in limbo. Even if you're not looking, it's like you can start to feel as if you've got itchy feet even before you start looking. So, well, yeah, obviously, because that sometimes leads to you looking. But yeah, there's a tendency to feel a little bit ungrounded sometimes at the moment, because you've got go deep, explore your roots. So I would say another reason, if this is about a home situation, you might be being asked to wait because there's something that you need to discover about yourself that will only come if you actually don't rush off to the next place this time. Maybe you're someone who's moved a lot. Maybe you're someone who just likes moving. Maybe moving is a distraction for you. Maybe it's stopping you from seeing something else that you really need to see, and you're being asked to just put your feet on the ground and breathe deeply and connect with your essence, with who you are. Get comfortable with where you are for a while. Learn to love the space that you're in. When you really can love the space that you're in, you're going to be loving yourself. And when you really love yourself, it sort of doesn't matter where you are. So in other words, if it is just a distraction, moving or moving on or whatever, then you'll soon find out if you meditate and get in touch with yourself and ask yourself to be really honest about what your life really needs at this point. Sometimes we need to move inwardly rather than move in our outward circumstances. You've got the card of miracles. Expect the wondrous to emerge. So whatever your situation is right now, something amazing is waiting to emerge. Something amazing is waiting to appear in your life. Something that is going to take your breath away. Something that you could have been waiting for all your life. It could represent something to do with your career. It could be something to do with your home. It could be something to do with love. It could be something that just takes you from where you are and just puts you up into another vibration completely, in terms of what you thought was possible for you, with love, with harmony, with happiness. It's like, and I've just heard, watering your garden, watering your garden. So for some people, this is definitely about home, and it's to do with being able to grow things, being able to nurture things, being able to go deep in the way that you take care of things. So if you're in a relationship already, it's going to be about being able to go deeper in that connection, to grow it and nurture it. And if you're looking for someone, then this is going to be about the love of your life, a relationship that actually is based on real emotion that you can really connect with someone else, that you're not feeling as if you're talking at cross purposes all the time, or your aims are sort of different, or you don't really understand. They hear your words but they don't understand what you're saying. This is Spirit preparing you for someone who really listens and really hears you, and for a new kind of joy and harmony that brings a lot of celebration into your life, into your heart. Your ability to love opens you up in your ability to love. It's almost as if you thought you knew what love was, but you're about to find out what love really is. And discover your sparkle. This is where you feel that you've had to dull yourself a little bit, where you've lost that real sparkle a little bit, where things have become a little bit commonplace. And this does feel like a career. This feels like, you're just going through the motions a little bit sometimes, or there's you don't have the same excitement for things. It feels as if something else needs to happen, something new, something groundbreaking, something exciting. Maybe you need to change what you're doing, and if not, you need to add something new. You need to pave the way for new ground. You need something new to come in. It's like you need a fresh perspective. You need, the winds of change are blowing. I've just heard. I love that. The winds of change are blowing through your entire life. But the whole purpose of all of this change, is to bring you into this period of harmony and joy and love. So it's whether it's love for another person, love for the space that you live in and being able to water your garden and nurture it physically, or whether it's about being able to water the garden of your soul and nurture it and grow more as a person, maybe grow with another person or grow in another space. Or it could be that your work has become this dry, dusty desert, and that needs the water. It needs this blessed, beautiful rain to fall on it that just enlivens everything. It needs the sparkling radiance of a waterfall. You need to get in touch with that heavenly, sparkling vibration. You need to feel excited when you get up in the morning. You need a new kind of excitement. You need something new to come in that's going to just make everything feel completely different. But you're being asked once again to ground, because your guides want you to know, first of all, that it is coming. This is the time and the season for change, for beautiful change, for change that lifts you up into that high vibration that you've been asking for, that vibration of love, harmony, cooperation and understanding, and also that refreshes your work, refreshes your sense of purpose, your sense of alignment with life, with heaven, with God, with spirit, and with your reason for being here on this planet. Something that just wakes you up, wakes your life up in some way. So they want you to know that that is coming, that it's happening, but they also want you to know that you need to stay very, very grounded in order to handle it when it comes. So for some of you, it's going to be like the work that you do going up into a whole other frequency. So if by any chance you are a channel of some kind, or you do readings, or you're a healer, or you work with sound medicine or anything like that, be prepared for the energy of what you do to just go through the roof completely. So this is a huge period of growth, of excitement and expansion, but it's really about allowing everything that you've created in your imagination, on the inner planes and within your heart, with your vision, allowing all of that to actually be manifested on the physical plane now, and making sure that you have the attitude, that you have the home structure, and that you have the healthy body and lifestyle that will support you in that new upgrade. Right, thank you. And my guide has just said it's ascension, basically. It's ascension. It's ascension the way that we use that word very lightly. And sometimes we know what we're talking about. Sometimes we know what we mean. Sometimes we don't know what we mean. And I can't really even put it into words, but I can feel it. And if you've come to this reading, I feel that you will have just felt it, that you will have just understood it. And it is something to be felt. It's something to understand and know. An upgrade doesn't describe it fully. I actually really don't like using computer language to describe people, because that's not what we're about. And it's not straightforward, and there isn't a computer that can replicate what the human ascension, what the divine ascension process is about. But you'll know it. You'll know it. I feel as if you're already feeling it. Just go with it. Ride the wave. It's going to be an incredible time for you, and that's what your angels and guides want you to know. Stay awake, stay aware, go with the flow, feel the ripples, the sparkle. It's all you. You are that sparkle. You are all of it. And just as those sparkles just allow themselves to vibrate and shine out from the waterfall, from the purest, clearest water, allow yourself also to become a part of the air, the ether, the all, the everything, and to rise and rise and rise. That's it. thank you very much for listening, and if this resonated for you, I would love to know, so leave me a comment. That's your message from your angels and guides. Take care. Okay, so if you chose orange, the message, your overall message is nurture yourself, and you've also got watch your thoughts right next to that. So this is a time for you to really take care of yourself. Your angels and guides want you to know that it's important for you to look after yourself and to stay positive, to trust that things are moving forward in just the right way, and to have faith in the way that things are going. They want you to focus on divine and perfect health, to know that you're absolutely okay. There's nothing to worry about. You're fit, you're healthy, you're strong. You know, obviously, you know, get someone to have a look at you if you have any doubts. But, you know, but you're being asked to trust in your own ability to stay healthy and well. Trust your immune system, trust your strength, trust your innate ability to heal and to heal yourself. You're also being told that everything is exactly as it should be right now. Everything is exactly as it's supposed to be. So don't doubt your journey at this time. You know exactly what you need to do. You've been getting very strong impulses, very strong inner knowings, a lot of clear cognizance. So you're being asked to pay attention to the thoughts and ideas that come to you, because they are answered prayers. So you may have been wondering about what to do in a certain situation, how to move forward, whether you've chosen the right goals to focus on, whether you're making the right decisions, and you may also be experiencing an emotional situation, because you've got the Page of Cups. You might be experiencing a situation that you need to have a lot of strength about. You need to be strong in your beliefs. You need to stick with what you feel is right. You might feel that you're having to defend yourself, defend your choices, defend your actions to others. But right next to that, you've got the clear cognizance card, which tells me that you can trust your knowing. You can trust what you know about certain things, especially to do with you and your life purpose and your life choices and your goals and what's right for you. But also your angels and guides want you to know that you are being inspired by them, that some of the choices and the ideas that you're having right now that might seem a bit way out, a bit wacky to others, or you know, you wonder yourself whether they're actually grounded, they are inspired ideas, which is why they might seem a little bit strange or a little bit risky. And no one's telling you to go out there and take risks that you haven't thought through, but it's really important to trust the guidance that is coming through to you, because your guides are moving you forward very strongly, and you can't yet see the practical benefits that will come from following their guidance and instruction. But you know you can't stay where you are in this place of uncertainty, you know, this place of not knowing whether things are going to be a success. I have to say, your reading, you know, the cards at the end of your reading, which are sort of an indication of what happens if you take the advice, you have joy and delight. Open your heart to joy, and you have the Six of Wands, which is a card of triumph, a card of success, a card of victory, you know, maybe against adversity, victory in battle, coming home with the spoils of war, coming home with, you know, the reward for having taken that risk, for having stood up for what you believed was right. So being vindicated for showing that you were justified in following your path. So it seems as if what you're planning to do, or what you're asking about, or the reason you've come looking for guidance, is actually something that would take most people out of their comfort zone. That's actually going to take you out of your comfort zone a little bit. And you're being asked, while you make those steps, while you actually take those practical steps, take good care of yourself. Nurture yourself, look after yourself, do whatever you need to do to stay in balance and to feel positive and to feel good about the choices that you're making. Give yourself a little treat every time you take a small step towards fulfilling your goal. If there's an aspect of your goal that feels a bit scary, like, you know, doing something publicly that you're not sure you can do, for some of you this is going to be to do with performing in some way, because it does look as if you're being asked to have faith in what you have to offer the world. Have faith and step out into the world somehow, knowing that what you have to offer is really good, that it's worth offering. You've got all is well also. So these are cards that are really trying to reassure you to have confidence in yourself and in your journey and in your path. Do what brings you joy, do what brings you that sense of delight, because it is speaking to you. Your heart speaks louder than anything else. Common sense and practicality, they are good, they're essential. You know, it's really important not to just do wild crazy things, but you can plan what you're thinking of doing very carefully and go ahead, and it will still be quite a risky thing to do that is allowing you to follow the guidance that you're receiving. Your guides are saying take one step at a time. You don't have to do the whole thing immediately. You don't, you know, everything happens in steps, doesn't it? So you've got go slow, take time. Everything happens in steps. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. I think that's an old Buddhist proverb, or it could be a Chinese proverb. Anyway, that's the truth of it. You have to start somewhere. You can't just be picturing the entire journey, because if you picture the entire journey every time you contemplate doing something, it's going to put you off, and maybe that's what's been happening up to now. You're being asked to be spontaneous and to jump in and do something. Do a big thing today that is a part of your goal. Something that doesn't involve a risk in terms of your life structure, but it involves a risk in terms of putting yourself out there in front of the public. Just do it. Just try it, they're saying. Just try it. Just try it. Just try it. I'm hearing. Just do it. Just try it. Just really repetitive. So you've got a guide, you know, someone who's watching, they've got a very playful guide who sort of just tries to coax them, encourage them, push them, repeatedly saying the same things over and come on, come on, come on. Also, Archangel Michael, I feel, is very prominent in a lot of people's lives right now, because he's the angel who looks after light workers, who protects them, who guards them, who inspires them to step on their path. And I feel that he's also doing that. He's also being quite repetitive with his nudges, with his guidance. Come on, just try it, just do it, just take a step, just do a small step, just do a small thing. So actually it's probably him. I think he's probably the guide, and he wants us all to know that we're protected, that we are safe in the world, and that the only thing that should ever cause any fear is fear itself, because fear is your undoing more often than not. Fear is the thing that it is a tragedy, he's saying. It's a tragedy. It has ruined more lives than actual danger. Real dangers are actually few and far between if you sit and think it through. Think about how much danger you are ever actually exposed to in your life. It's the fear of danger which is far more prominent and far more destructive. So sit and think that through, contemplate that, meditate on that, and ask yourself, what risk can you take today that actually represents no physical harm or danger, no physical, emotional or mental harm or danger? If you put something out there and you don't like it, you can delete it, you can take it down. If you go to something, you know, you go and do some sort of a performance, or, you know, you do some sort of a talk online or anything at all, a presentation, and you don't like it, it's over. These things are not going to stay in people's minds for as long as you think they are. You know, people have got other things to think about, other things to worry about, and quite frankly, they're often thinking about all the things that they're fearful of. So let all of that go and allow yourself to stand out from the crowd by not being fearful. Okay, thank you, Archangel Michael. Right, so you've also got focus. What haven't we covered here? I think we've covered everything. Fogged in, slow down, take time. The little angel cards that I've got, we've got truth over the top of fogged in. So if you go slowly and you take your time, you're going to be much more able to see the truth of things. So whereas now, at the moment, you're thinking, you're in a panic thinking, you may be in a panic thinking, I've got to do this thing, I've put it off for so long, why am I always so afraid? Why don't I just jump in and do it? And so there's a sense of panic and a sense of rushing and desperation and urgency to do it, and you haven't been able to do it, and you've been restricted by, you know, being locked down, or by your own fears or the circumstances that you're in. And actually the truth of it is there was never anything stopping you. You were only stopping yourself. So what this card means is we're being asked here, if you've chosen this pile, you're being asked to slow down, breathe, meditate and connect with the truth of who you are. Meditate and connect with the truth of who you are. Meditate on allowing the things to come up from within you that are keeping you stuck, keeping you fearful. You might remember something from the past that made you feel afraid because it was a bad experience when you put yourself out there and it wasn't received well. You know, just allow these things to come up. Begin to do that healing so that when you get hold of the truth, you can then recognize what's actually been going on, put it to one side or heal it, and then allow yourself to embrace a new truth, which is that these things are only going to make you stronger. They're not going to hurt you. They're not going to kill you. They don't actually represent any real danger. So efficiency, focus upon divine and perfect health. I've put efficiency on top of that card, and what I feel that that's connected to is your efficiency in taking care of yourself. So it might be that you need to develop some kind of a health and fitness regime, some kind of a routine that really gives you the strength and the courage to stand up, to stand out, to be seen. Don't become obsessive about it, and don't let it be another reason that you feel you're not quite ready yet. Just, get control of things. Get control of your body. Get control of your mind, and start taking action. If you start taking action, it will move you away from doubt very, very quickly, because it's inaction and having too much time to think it through and delaying action that is actually a big part of the problem. The best way to overcome fear, do the thing that you're most afraid of and see what happens. You only have to do it once. You might love it and you might want to do it again, but if you don't, then don't. But you have to at least try. And I feel that's what this whole spread is about. It's about trusting and knowing what you need to do to go forward in life, and getting past that tricky period where you feel you've got to explain and apologize about it to other people, that you've got to justify it, you've got to try to make it seem normal when it isn't normal, because it's not supposed to be normal. It's supposed to be different and unique and allow you your own unique self-expression. And you have to take a leap of faith where you just trust it and you go for it and you put it out there in the world, and get the reward for your courage. Take the reward for your courage. And one of the biggest rewards for that courage, if you've come to this group, is going to be the ability to finally live life at that highest expression of who you are. In other words, to possibly turn what you love to do into what you do for a living, what you do as your job, your mission, your purpose, your life purpose, the contribution that you make. It can support you. Just take the steps as you feel called to, and move yourself through into that victorious phase, because it can happen overnight with what you're planning to do. It can happen overnight. Things can change in an instant if you want them to. Okay, that's it for the orange group. Take good care of yourself. Deep self-care, lots of nurturing, look after yourself, and I hope you enjoyed that message. Feel free to leave a comment below and let me know how it resonated for you. Take care. Bye.